So we're doing this one on audio today. We will be sharing the audio at the very end if you want to share with colleagues internally. And for future events, if Joanne and I get a bit braver with this first escapade, we may do video and we'll see how that goes. So very brief introduction. Bruce Frampton, I'm the Client Account Executive for the Global Large Law team, specialising in Contract Express. Been in the Global Large Law team for the last couple of years and moved into this more specialist Contract Express role at the beginning of this year. I have met a number of you on the call already and obviously want to be able to meet everyone in due course. But yeah, looking forward to seeing how this session goes, gaining your feedback at the end, and going from there. And I'll just quickly hand over to Joanne.
So hi everyone, I'm sure I've met all of you already. So my name is Joanne Matthews. I'm the Customer Success Manager for Contract Express in the Global and Large Law team. So I've been working with Thomson Reuters since 2013, and my role has been across project management, change management, and also product migrations. So I'll be well suited to help you with the changes that are coming with the integration with HiQ.
Brilliant, thanks, Joe. So just a kind of recap really is like, why have we decided to kind of do this, and what's come about to drive this kind of action? And you know, when Joanne and I attended the Contract Express forum that took place during the course of the latter part of last year, it was hosted very kindly at Clifford Chance's offices, and universally everybody was saying what a great event. It's really good to get the Contract Express users and the community together. And we've been thinking about a number of ways that we could potentially extend that and maybe do, rather than just focusing on a single event once a year, maybe doing some other events at different times, maybe quarterly or something like that. Now, clearly, COVID has changed things, and we thought this type of session might be more beneficial because we still want to build that community. We want to have those shared ideas and that Contract Express discussion to continue, and we thought this would be a good way to do it. So today is very much about setting the scene of our thoughts, our initial impressions from meeting our customers and what's been coming back from that, and just trying to be a little bit creative and ideally a bit informal. You know, this isn't designed to be you know, a pitch or presentation. It's really just to keep the community alive and discussing, and to engage with you and to kind of share ideas and stuff. So we're hoping this will be the first of many. We will be sending some details after this session with a recording, but also to ask you some questions about what you liked, what you didn't like, and ideally what you'd like to see from kind of future events. Joanne and I've got some really good ideas about potentially getting some like guest speakers, either from internally at TR or externally from you, our customer base. So we'll be looking to kind of build on this, determining what type of frequency we might like to run this type of session, and also the duration. We thought initially 15 minutes. We know everybody is probably on a multitude of Skype and Zoom and Teams calls non-stop, because certainly Joanne and I are. And we just wanted to be able to you know, keep it short and sweet. It may be that for future sessions we might extend it slightly depending on the subject matter. But yeah, we've got some good people lined up. You know, Cassie Waddy, the product director for Contract Express, has been very keen to be involved. And colleagues across the globe, we've been discussing with some colleagues in the US as well, and maybe getting a slightly different perspective from across the pond on how they're adopting and taking things on. But I guess the main thing we wanted to cover off is, you know, what have we been hearing from you? And I just want to pass that over to Joanne, who's collated some good ideas through from what we've had from you so far.
Yeah, so I think what we've been hearing is, as you know, many of you started your document automation journey at different times. Some started back with business integrity, and some started later with Contract Express. So client demand is changing and the need for document automation is increasing. And the questions that everyone is asking is, how many documents have other firms automated? how are other firms resourcing Contract Express document automation, and how are other firms using reporting on usage and return on investment. Also, are there any other more sophisticated ways of doing this reporting and gathering information? So what I'd really like to do is request some data from you in the form of a questionnaire after this session, and I will then share that back, a very high level, broad overview of that information, so that you've got that as well, so you understand what other firms are doing. Customers are automating documents across multiple practice areas, multiple jurisdictions, and they're facing different challenges that are influenced by different factors such as time, resource, executive sponsorship and adoption. Also along the way, people are learning about maintenance and governance, and also what we can do to improve that. So it'd be really good to share what you're doing and help inform other customers and work together. Also, one of the challenges that's being faced right now in the current circumstances is how do we keep document automation on our customers' radar, on the user's radar. So this may be by making Contract Express the only way to get to those documents. A couple of you are already only making Contract Express the way to even access the flat precedences and the forms. So that would also be a good way to encourage people to use Contract Express. And also thinking about what the firm's goals are and what's the strategy and which areas are already adopting Contract Express and which areas should we target next.
That's great, Joanne. Thanks. And yeah, to echo that, you know, I've been in a number of the sessions with Joanne and with a number of you as well. And, you know, that kind of what is best practice, what does Contract Express governance look like, and how can we repeat the success that has happened already within the firm, within maybe other practice areas or other geographies, are all things that we're really trying to focus on internally to get resource to kind of, you know, discuss and run through. So it's been a really good, good few months of gathering that type of information. And what we're intending to do is, you know, gather that from you, anonymize it, and share back some information, probably in writing, but also via these sessions as we move forward. So that's a really good summary. I don't know if there's any other points, Joanne. I know a few people have been asking around, and we've given a number of overviews of the 2020 roadmap, and a lot of questions around Contract Express APIs and what does the integration with HiQ look like. Those are slightly more in-depth sessions, certainly not to be covered in 15 minutes, but we're of course more than happy to arrange anything directly to get people up to speed and run through technical questions, strategic questions, whatever they may be. But from my perspective, I'm really trying to get under the skin of how we can help you scale, how we can help you, develop a plan internally that can be rolled out to make Contract Express a success for you, for your teams, and for the firms. So that's going to be our drive over, and has been the drive over the last few months. So as we said, we'll be looking to schedule these events more frequently. We were initially thinking it might be monthly, but depending on appetite from you and feedback, we can revisit that. So we did have a few stresses getting things set up today via Teams, but it seems to have worked. So we're going to hold on to that, and that our technical abilities, thank you, Joanne, continue to operate as they should. Just to kind of conclude, because we're coming up on our allocated time, just wanted to just move on and just, our contact information, you've got our mobile phone numbers, but just to reiterate, your Contract Express team is Joanne Matthews, myself, Bruce Frampton, the support team based in London that's contacted via the email address there. And just to reference again, for those who may not be aware, the Contract Express Knowledge Centre, or the knowledge base as we call it internally, is an absolute treasure trove of information, case studies, data, user guides, videos, all sorts of resource that is available. If you don't have access, contact us straight away. There's no charge, there's no cost. We just simply need to activate you to be able to access that knowledge center. So get us in touch with regard to that. Just finally, just to say thank you very much. We're going to try and keep to time at 15 minutes. Really appreciate everyone dialing in. Feedback's important. We want to shape the next sessions. And I think what we'll probably be doing is looking to do interviews and dive a little deeper into some of the things that we've just covered that you've been talking about in a bit more depth. So thanks very much for joining. We'll share the recording afterwards, and happy Friday.